Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Since you're new to H&R Block, we'll look at your returns from the last 3 years for any money your last guy might have missed, for free.
I could get money back from last year?
You could. We'll find any mistakes.
Could have really used that 2 years ago when I dated that mistake for 5 months.
Don't leave money on the table. Switch to H&R Block and get a free second look review. Second look is included at no additional cost with the purchase of tax preparation. Results vary. All tax situations are different. Fees apply if you have us file an amended return.
This is Optimal Work Daily. How to Develop Mastery, Make Millions, and Be Happy, Part 2 by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com. Make millions. Quote, "Life gives to the giver and takes from the taker." Joe Polish. Developing mastery to the point of making actual impact will not develop until you begin investing in yourself and investing in key relationships. If you invest in the stock market, you may be able to get a 10 to 15% return. However, when you invest in yourself and in relationships, you can often get a 1,000% or 10x return. According to strategic coach founder Dan Sullivan, growing by 10x is actually easier than growing by 2x. When you make investments in yourself, you shatter unhealthy and limiting subconscious patterns. You upgrade your sense of what you can be, do, and have. When you invest in key relationships, you put yourself in proximity to the best and most generous mentors available. You gain immediate access to people and ideas that could never have been possible without such relationships. Investing actual dollars in both yourself and others dramatically changes the psychology of things. When you invest in yourself, you become highly committed to what you're doing. Investing in yourself is an act that facilitates what Charles Darwin would call selective pressure, which is a phenomenon that alters the behavior and fitness of living organisms within a given environment. It is the driving force of evolution and natural selection. Investing in yourself creates internal supply to match the external demand of the investment. The bigger you invest, the bigger the psychological leap, which then facilitates a radical upgrade in behavior, confidence, harmonious passion, and outcomes. Investing in relationships creates the optimal level of synergy, where both parties can go higher and deeper than ever before, because both are invested in each other. Crazy stuff happens when you invest dollars into the causes and cares of other people. It changes the dynamics of the relationship incredibly. Those you will invest in will go above and beyond to help you in all you're doing. It becomes more than a relationship. It becomes a mission to help you and what you're doing. Joe Polish, founder of Genius Network, has what he calls the magic rapport formula, which leads to 10x relationships and growth, and includes the following concepts. Focus on how you will help them reduce their suffering. Invest time, money, and energy on relationships. Be the type of person they would always answer the phone for. Be useful, grateful, and valuable. Treat others how you would love to be treated. Avoid formalities. Be fun and memorable, not boring. Appreciate people. Give value on the spot. And get as close to in person as you can. When you engage with givers who operate by these principles, incredibly synergistic possibilities arise. I've engaged in such possibilities and can honestly attest to the 10x principle. My income has gone up at least 10x the last 3 years in a row, from making basically nothing to making 7 figures. And I anticipate 10x continuing to happen as I humbly engage these principles. The only way this is possible is by continually honing your career capital, investing in the right relationships, and then generously giving your rare and valuable skills to the success of other people's goals. It is by giving that your rare skills and abilities continue to develop and grow. It is by giving and investing in other people that your network becomes world-class and your ability to make lots of money becomes easy. Your network is your net worth. Be happy. Quote, "Don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you are going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue. And it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself, or as the byproduct of one's surrender to a person other than oneself. Viktor E. Frankl. Happiness is a byproduct. You cannot pursue it directly. It comes from dedicating yourself to a cause you firmly believe. In order to dedicate yourself to a cause you believe in, you must invest yourself in the development of rare skills and abilities, which then lead to confidence, passion, and purpose. That purpose is your cause, which you now have skills and passion to contribute to. You love what you invest yourself in. Happiness comes from investing yourself deeply into something and someone other than yourself. Happiness can't come from following a self-centered and obsessive passion aimed only at making yourself feel good. Happiness comes from self-growth and using that growth to make the world a better place. Either you're focused on growth or greed. What can I give to the world versus what can the world give to me? Giving or taking. Nurture or nature. Possibility or rigidness. You're happiest when you're growing and giving, when you've become dedicated to something bigger than yourself, when you're engaged in work you have control and autonomy over, and which is making a tangible impact in the lives of other people. You can only have this type of work by developing mastery, investing in others, and being a giver. You ready? You just listened to part 2 of the post titled How to Develop Mastery, Make Millions, and Be Happy by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com.
Hi, this is Javon, your Blinds.com design consultant.
Oh, wow. A real person.
Yep. I'm here to help with everything from selecting the perfect window treatments to...
Well, I've got a complicated project.
No problem. I can even help schedule a professional measure and install. We can also send you samples fast and free.
I just might have to do more.
Whatever you need.
So the first room we're looking at is for...
Shop Blinds.com now and save up to 45% on select styles. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
And thank you again to Benjamin. I told you a little bit about him yesterday, but just a reminder, he's got a ton of great content on his site, so do make sure to check that out, and you can find that site linked in this episode's description. He's also regularly narrated across a bunch of our other shows, so to listen to more blogs being read to you for free and some other posts by Benjamin, definitely search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing this, and be sure to click subscribe. And on that note, please do subscribe to this show as well if you haven't already done that in your favorite podcast app. Subscribing for free wherever you're hearing this would be a huge help to us, and that'll of course give you all the new episodes automatically so you're always caught up. And you can also hit the follow button depending on exactly what app you're using. Either one of those would be great. And that'll do it for today. I thank you so much for being here and for supporting the show. And I'm going to be back with you tomorrow for the Monday show, where your optimal life awaits.